She was single at 35. Her name is Amara. She turned 35 on a Tuesday afternoon. There was no surprise party, no fiancé hiding behind the curtain, no engagement ring in a cake. Just a small cake from ShopRite, one candle, and her phone lighting up with messages that all sounded the same. Happy birthday, dear. This is your year. Next birthday in your husband's house. 35? Don't worry, God will do it. She replied with smiley emojis. But when the call stopped and the room became quiet, she sat on her bed and whispered, God, how many more "this is your year" will I hear? Amara is not irresponsible. She has a good job. She supports her younger siblings. She serves in church. She dresses well. She is kind. She prays. So what exactly is the problem? That's the question she asks herself at 2:17 a.m. when sleep refuses to come. When she was 25, she broke up with a man she loved deeply. He wasn't serious about marriage. He kept postponing conversations about the future. People told her, at least you have a man, manage him. But she wanted more than managing. She wanted intention. So she walked away. At 27, she dated someone who promised heaven and earth, until she found out he was already engaged to someone else in another state. At 29, she said, maybe I'm too strict. At 31, she tried to relax her standards. That relationship ended in emotional manipulation. By 33, she was tired. Not bitter, just tired. The hardest part isn't being single. The hardest part is the silence after weddings. It's going home alone after dancing at someone else's reception. It's catching the bouquet and everyone screaming, "You're next!" But deep down, you're thinking, I've been next for 10 years. It's sitting at family gatherings where your cousins, younger cousins, are discussing school fees and diaper brands, and someone turns to you and says, so, what's happening in your own life? As if your life is on hold. One Sunday after church, Amara overheard two women whispering behind her. She's beautiful, oh. I don't know why men are not coming. Maybe she's too picky. That word, picky. She went home and stood in front of the mirror. Am I too picky? She asked her reflection. Is wanting a man who respects you picky? Is wanting faithfulness picky? Is wanting emotional maturity picky? Or is society just uncomfortable with a woman who refuses to settle? But here's the part people don't see. There are nights she cries, not because she feels incomplete, but because she is human. She misses companionship. She misses having someone to call after a long day. She misses the idea of building something with someone. She's strong, yes. Independent, yes. But strength does not cancel desire. Independence does not erase loneliness. Social media makes it worse. Every scroll is an engagement shoot, a pregnancy announcement, a God did it caption. She celebrates them genuinely. But sometimes, after double tapping, she drops her phone on the bed and stares at the ceiling. God, when will it be my turn? And the most painful thought creeps in. What if it never happens? That thought scares her, because nobody talks about that fear out loud. At 34, something shifted. She stopped chasing, stopped over-explaining herself, stopped trying to shrink her personality to seem softer. She started therapy. She started traveling alone. She started investing more in her business. She deepened her friendships, and slowly she realized something powerful. Her life was not empty. It just looked different. One evening, while sitting on her balcony during a power outage, with only the sound of generators in the distance, she asked herself a different question. Not, why am I still single, but who am I becoming? She realized she had grown. At 25, she would have married the wrong man out of fear of being left behind. At 35, she'd rather be alone than be unloved inside a marriage. And that realization brought peace. Not perfect peace, but grounded peace. Here's what nobody tells you about being single at 35. You grieve the timeline you imagined. You imagined meeting him at 26, married at 28, first child at 30. Now you're 35, And life did not follow your script. But growth rarely follows our scripts. One day, her married friend confessed something shocking. "I envy your freedom sometimes." Amara laughed, but her friend continued. "You know yourself deeply. You're stable emotionally. You're not rushing. I didn't have that. I just married because it was time." That conversation changed something. Maybe being single at 35 isn't failure. Maybe it's refinement. Does she still desire marriage? Yes. She still prays for love. She still hopes. She still believes. But she no longer sees marriage as validation. She sees it as partnership. And if partnership comes, it must add to her life, not rescue her from it. To the woman watching this who is 32, 35, 38, you are not behind. Life is not a race with fixed checkpoints. Some people marry early and grow together. Some grow first and marry wiser. Your timeline is not a mistake. Your singleness is not a curse. And your worth is not tied to a ring. If Amara could sit beside you right now, she would say this: yes, it hurts sometimes. Yes, the questions are exhausting. Yes, the waiting can feel heavy. But you are not unfinished. You are not overlooked. You are not too much. You are becoming. And sometimes the greatest love story is not the one that begins with a proposal, but the one where a woman learns to choose herself even before someone else does. Maybe 35 is not still single. Maybe 35 is still growing, still trusting, still hopeful, still whole. And when love finally comes, and it will come in the right way, it will meet a woman who is not desperate, but deeply rooted. And that kind of woman, she doesn't just get married, she builds something lasting.